What's up, guys? We're back with another Build Beauties today. Now, of course, I have a very beautiful man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello guys, my name's Paul Murillo, representing California. What's going on?
Yeah. And Paul is a very well-known red player. I think red is the only style that you do play, I believe. If
I
that's
Red's my favorite color, so
and
yes,
yeah, and I do remember ever since Panini days, Tom posting about red on retro, and then I remember I brought up you loved Red Arranged Goku back in the
mm-hmm.
Panini era. Red Raditz, all that fun stuff. So, and I used to play a ton of Red, not as much. Not in a competitive event at least have I like picked up Red for a long time, but I do like to play a lot of like different Ascension amplified Ruthless decks when I can. But so of course, with that said, Paul, Master of Red, you have played Ruthless Vegeta and Relentless Vegeta. I don't know, the last couple events. I know you've traveled around a bit. You went to North Kai, where you played this. You went to Utah, where you played this. You played
Correct.
Vegeta, one of the,
Colorado.
which I don't remember which Vegeta, but
So West Kai, I played Relentless, Majin Vegeta.
hmm,
Colorado was Ruthless Vegeta. North Kai was Ruthless Vegeta, and Utah was Ruthless Vegeta. Just all
hmm,
different builds between the three, though.
hmm. So yeah, he's got a lot of experience on Red, on Vegeta, on this Mastery, all in the last set, especially here. So uh, if you look at his list from the start or from just the outside, there's some really interesting card choices in here. One thing I've noticed with Paul's build is that he really has like this like a massive anger threat, always leaning for some reason. Paul just gains a crap load of anger when he plays red in Ruthless, so that's kind of something that at least that's something I pick up. And there's some really cool combos in here. If you're able to, Jeff Sosa has the stream from was it the Utah event, correct? The Kai or the qualify. It was a qualifier, correct?
I believe so. I think it was
Okay.
just Dragon Prix for Utah.
Yeah. But if you want to check out
But
Paul
hopefully,
Paul in
hopefully he
action,
has it. Yeah.
yeah, where you were playing, where Paul made top cut. So of course, Paul, what was your record from these the two events, the North Kai and then at Utah here?
So North Kai went 3-2. Unfortunately, I didn't make top cut. And then this event, I went undefeated in Swiss, and then just lost in the finals against my buddy Jesus. So
Well, there you go. Again, top two finished there. So, but so going on that point, let's break into the list. We talk about kind of the differences maybe between the two lists. Did you find yourself changing the deck list much after North Kai?
definitely, I added the three dev blows because even with Ruthless Mastery, it's still not enough anger hate against the anger matchups. So I just had to add three dev blows in there just to help out with more anger hate.
Mm,
Um, I added red. Let's see, red sleeper hold just to do some cool little combos with the discard pile. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I just changed the quantities around
hmm.
just to see how things worked out. It looked like it worked out pretty well for the Utah event.
Yeah, for sure. So going on that note, I'm gonna come back to the sleeper hold card, but we'll go through the text here. Three precision strike. This is a card, of course, a super card that came out. I know you've been a really
Mm-hmm.
big fan of this card. Between Relentless and Ruthless, it's been appearing in a lot of your different builds. What's your kind of consensus on this card?
Man, if I'm like Vegeta level 3, or if I have Vegeta level 2 and I have a level to 3 and I have this in hand, I mean, even in the time combat, I'm still being able to go through time with that attack. So between Vegeta level 2 and then precision strike, grab from level 3 precision strike, and then mastery for the precision strike, I mean, it's going to go through, and it's doing 7 to 9 stages every time that it hits.
Hmm.
So it's a fantastic card. And then the Desperation works really well with Ruthless because you are tucking a card, so you're able to get that redo. You know.
Nice. Yeah, no, it
Hmm.
seems very good. Three red collision. I think this card's pretty staple for Ruthless decks. I feel like most people are running this if you're running Ruthless Physical. Meal Kick. I think you have to run Meal Kick at least a two in almost every red deck. Maybe Red Energy doesn't run this card, but this staple. The sleeper hold though, this card combos with a couple of the card choices in here. So it does combo with collision,
Correct.
which is a parenthetical banish effect. But you also have
Hmm.
red quick jab, and you run red smash. Um, so there's a lot of
Red disregard.
yes, sir, red disregard as well. So there's a lot of pile fixing. And I know this is kind of like these cards kind of a lot of people think are kind of gimmicky. I don't really see Red
Hmm.
Smash outside of like Dragon Ball Victory, so I'm curious. I've seen you consistently running Quick Jab and Red Smash, and now you have Sleeper Hold to aid in it. How is that tested for you?
It's done well in the past for me. Being able to set up like sleeper hold, putting quick jab on top, and having disregard in hand. If someone throws a physical, I'm going to banish that quick jab for that two anger that's on top, and then whatever else is in my discard pile. So if I have another disregard in the discard pile, then that's a three anger block basically.
Mm.
Once you combo off with that,
Now,
or if I in a time combat, if I put that on top and then I do red smash, same thing. It's a three anger play, and then based on whatever's in my discard pile, I can fix the pile or level off a two disregard.
yeah, no, it's very cool. I think I did see you do that in your top cut match against Jesus. I think you did that exact combo, um,
Mhm.
where I know there was a point where you did get a quick jab and like top a pile. You did a lot of red smash. I think you did both your red smashes in that combat, which I'm surprised there's like I felt like you may have ran three, so I'm seeing it at two, and I'm a little surprised. But also, it's a very low damage card. It's a high like kind of like combo. Don't want to necessarily always have it in your hand card, but I suppose,
Correct.
and especially at two, I think I can understand the two, especially if it's being combo aided with sleep rolled at a two. So it's ultimately when I'm looking at this, it's a lot of deck slots dedicated to this, and I'm just curious. That's why I'm asking about it specifically because I don't see a lot of people run this combo. So it's cool to have you not only explain it, but then also be successful with it. So
I mean, I've kind of been running the red smash, quick jab, and disregard and collision. I've been running that since Ruthless Broly back in the Panini days.
mm,
So uh, I was able to MPVB against most decks back in the day. So with Broly, and he's a freaking monster. So
yeah, Broly does have cool comboing with aerial assault in red, which was something
hmm
I made like a amplified or like a, and I think I did an Ascension Broly with the Vengeance or the movie collection two stack running aerial assault. That was fun. That was pretty cool.
nice, nice.
Yeah. So, anywho, moving forward, of course, there's also you did add the three dev blow, which I agree. I think people overvalue ruthless hit effect anti-anger. Like
Hmm.
a lot of anger decks are gonna have the blocks, or they're going to wait you out, or it's like, uh, they can chain burst anger and combat on you. Like immediate anger lower is just something red really needs. So,
Correct.
but yeah, going from there, the two heel kick, two powerful strike, two aerial assault, two dig, two static shot. A lot of
Mhm.
twos. Is this just kind of like none of these cards? So like to be a three of in your deck, it's looking like it needs to be really high value, and it seems like you have a lot of two of slots because of like cards being really cute, but like not always live. Is that kind of a good assessment?
The reason a lot of things are at two because with Vegeta, you can shuffle most of that stuff back. So you can essentially reuse all those cards after you use them after, let's say, level two effect, or jumping to three, or jumping to four, or going back down to three. If you're hitting with the final flash. Um, so some of these cards, like three energy blast, I know we haven't gone to that one yet, but
Mm,
I mean, if I'm going against orange, I need to see that like turn one.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But that's true. That is true. Actually, one of the big strengths with Vegeta is that shuffling effect can set up your discard pile, um, which I feel bad we honestly completely glazed over. Why you would run This Vegeta stack particularly, I know there's a lot of like talk. At least you, me, and we've had a lot of conversation about Majin Vegeta versus Vegeta. I think
Correct.
I messaged you about it. I think we talked about it at North Kai. I did stay with
We did.
Paul, and I'm glad I dodged Paul as a matchup because my deck would not have done good against Paul. But yeah, no, you have a lot of like I think my biggest fascination with your deck and your deck choices is again that just the package of stuff that we talked about earlier, the banishing stuff.
Hmm.
But then also what's super cool is how much Vegeta plays sets up his pile on this stack like so well. And that was one of the strengths of the Mod Vegeta stack actually for a lot of people is the self banishing. But like this
Right.
stack does it too. Like he's got a lot like he just got has a lot of tools with both stacks really, but with this stack that make a lot more sense as we're going through it here. So really, really cool on that one. And then of course a lot of tubes make a lot more sense because again, uh, Vegeta's shuffling them in. So
Just shuffling stuff back in. Yeah.
yeah. And then of course do Final Flash as your final attack. Oh no, yes, yep. Final attack here
Yeah.
is
Final
so
Flash is the last one. Yeah.
um, because I'm curious because this is such again like such an interesting list. What did you know? Would you feel like maybe any of these attacks should go maybe move around in numbers a bit, or is it really going to be kind of meta dependent for you?
It's basically meta dependent. Depend on what been topping. So Origoku's been one. Namekian Gohan would be a second one. Any Rainbow Vegeta deck out there is probably going to be like the top three decks right now. Um, I kept Final Flash as two because if I jump from let's say two to three, it turns off my power and turns off my mastery. So I don't want to see it too often.
Hmm.
Um, so that's why it's kind of sitting there at the two of. But when I need it, it's usually there.
Yeah. I do have a hard time running three myself in my Vegeta builds with this stack because of the fact that it shuts off three and four, and so you have to
Right.
like with four it's not as bad because you can go search with four, you get a skip. Um, which this four is a monster. I mean, if you get to this level four, this is one of the reasons why Vegeta is such a good anger uh, personality at the moment is because of this four. It's got he's got the skip on there, which is just crazy. But then this level has just like monster modifiers on it. Goku, tier modifiers on it. Uh,
Hmm.
very very good level four. Of course, it feels itself. But yeah, picking up Final Flash on like level with the level three power is fun.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
um, but anywho, well, going off that note, I'm gonna leave the board. Let's talk about the blocks real quick.
Sure, sure, sure.
So if you just want to run through it, I mean, we got the three disregard. Um,
Uh, three disregard, two blocking hands, um,
not
three
three.
braces. Yeah, not three. I actually cut down blocks in this build because I wanted to be more aggressive.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, so I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive. Again, between level two powers and level three, I can shuffle whatever blocks I need for the matchup back into the deck, so I'll be able to see them in a different combat or later on in the game, which is nice.
Yeah, that again is true. If you really need them in the survival matchup, you just shuffle them back in. And that
Hmm.
again, that targeted shuffling on 2 through 4 is just so good for that reason, I guess.
Definitely.
But yeah, the three brace to flee makes sense. Kind of the same mentality, I suppose. I really did. You ever experiment with the super blocks, dismissal and deterrence? I think it is.
I had dismissal and ruthless, not ruthless, I'm sorry, relentless Majin Vegeta,
Hmm.
but as with red right now, there's no way to set up putting like rearranging the top outside of red announcement.
Yeah.
Look at the top and just set up the top. Um, so it's kind of like hit or miss if you hit with that block or not.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a bit more of those gimmicky effects.
Not to mention they're all banished after use, so you can't use them and shuffle them back in.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, if the parenthetical is pretty cool, but the blocks had no reason to be like banished after use, especially if it just raises your anger one.
I mean, I do like that they're banning chef use because they don't interfere with mastery, and I think this is literally a conversation we had at that house together. I think,
Yeah,
but also like in contrast to these other blocks, like oh man, like red has just got so many good blocks.
they do.
Well, uh, at least their energy blocks are all about the even. They all just like raise anger, lower anger, essentially. Um, the physical blocks are where it gets a little more interesting on the choices, but
Hmm.
and then moving on to events, two sphere, two sphere, two confro, time and observation. Did you?
Observation is always in my deck. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
what deck it is.
and it is a card that you can target shuffle back in. So limit one is kind of a little soft in a sense with Vegeta.
Hmm.
If you really need to see that card for the matchup.
Correct.
Um, did you really get any good use out of that card in any of your games?
Um, being a one of either I see it or I don't see it. If I'm playing a deck that doesn't have ward, I either just use it for mastery fodder.
Mm.
Um, just tuck it back on her deck and just use it for later or something. But against matchups with big boards, then yeah, I usually try to use that at good times, like maybe after a confrontation or something. Try to bait out their sphere or something.
That's fair. I'm counting 12 non-styled cards, which for Ruthless deck, that's actually not the worst thing in the world. Red decks in general, of course, are just fucking, oh man, always need those styled cards in those red decks, but you have so much pile control with this deck. Um, I feel like, did you ever have problems with consistency of getting your modifier and your mastery?
No, never. I usually set it up by passing, or I can set it up with uh, Prideful Challenge or leveling off of Prideful Challenge, um, going, let's say, from 2 to 3, shuffle, and then I can rearrange the top from there if I wanted to.
Hmm. Did you ever consider running Red Stylish entrance, or sorry, Red Stylish pose for the banish off top draw card?
Um, I considered it, but it was just like it has to be on top. I know it has like that quick jab, effect. It has to be on the top.
Hmm.
But I just don't see myself really using it. Because like outside of Ginyu, it kind of just doesn't do anything besides just draw you a card and you have to set it up.
Yeah, I go back and forth with my Ruthless decks between splashing it in for the extra card advantage. Um, I'll run like three relaxation and three of that, and that's like my only like draw cards in the deck essentially a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time. Um, of course, this version of Vegeta doesn't get the full value of Prideful Challenge, um, which is another more reason to advocate for Mod Vegeta on my end
Mm-hmm.
in the matchup, but. So I was just curious about that because that's and then red restriction as well. But I suppose because you have Final Flash that you can tutor if you need it like really bad,
Correct.
and it already does and it already shuts off. You would shut off your powers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, it turns off the mastery too, unfortunately. So
yeah, for sure. We'll move on to the board then. Uh, with three prideful, I think that's just pretty obvious. Two red relaxation and then two oversized drill. Now I'm curious. Oversized drill's another one of those cards where I'm like, it's just like this. It's like just like the or stylish entrance. I can't even. God dang it! Why can't I remember the name? It's like stylish poser. I'm getting all these different. I'm getting blue stylish pose in my head or whatever. But
that's
like,
all good.
um, it's another one of those cards that is like, I find myself trying to splash it and test out in ruthless decks, and I can never really determine how I feel about it. How do you feel about oversized drill?
Oh man, it's such an underutilized drill. You can either play it to get a damage mod and a damage reduction mod, or you just leave it in your pile or wait for it to come up as damage, and then once your opponent is out of actions, then you can just set up the top of your discard pile and just kind of go ham from there. You can set up having a heel kick on top, double strike on top. I tend to put quick jab on top because I usually have like red smash or something to banish the top off of, and then just combo off from there.
Did you feel like it was necessary to have it then, even though you already kind of have enough pile fixing with Vegeta, or was it just kind of like extra consistency, extra gravy?
Yeah, it's just extra gravy. It's better to have it in the deck, or in the discard pile so you can do some stuff with it. It also gives you some stages, so
Hmm. Yeah, no, that is actually the thing I like about it the most is I would run it, and I liked being able to use it to like go top of the pile a static shot, or like a shattering leap. Which there's a card that I haven't seen anybody like running in forever other than like me, I think.
oh, I know. I wish Commanding said all your style attacks, get -1,
Once
or
one
Amplify said
stage
-1.
cost. Yeah. Oh God, I wish Amplify was. Yeah, all card would. Android 18 can actually. What's close? Android 18 can run that card for free, for what it's worth.
Oh, I just think I
Not
need to try that out then.
not that it would be good in Red 18. But just something. But yeah, and then of course to Red Relaxation. This is one of those cards. I feel like you pretty much have to run this card in every red physical aggro deck.
Hmm.
But at two, so I'm curious, is it at two because it was like a board card that was just fighting for slots with like oversized drill? Or is it at two because you already have so many planning cards for an aggressive deck?
Pretty much I cut one relaxation and one other card to put the oversized drill back in the deck. Um,
Did you have them at
and
North
I
Kai?
bumped. I don't think I did.
Hmm.
I have to look at that list and double check if I had it in that list or not. But for sure in this list, I bumped up Particle Challenge to 3 because man, these board decks are getting a little too crazy nowadays.
Well, that's what's funny is even when Vegeta came out, it was like the meta was like these combative decks, and Vegeta was like meant to handle them. Um,
Hmm.
and so, and of course, Maj Vegeta. And so, it's what really what surprises me is um, the lack of aggressive Vegeta decks. Maybe they're out there, but like the lack of like Red Vegeta, and then like the lack of Maj Vegeta is blowing my mind right now in the meta. Given how much people don't want to lose to Oragoku,
Hmm.
because Primal Challenge is just such a powerful card, uh, and this stack just has a lot of, as you mentioned, I think one of the big strengths that you mentioned was you were talking about the level two focused ability was really really good against a lot of stuff like Time is War tool, for example. Um, Not to mention the three and four just toolboxing and all of his shuffling. Like this is a very very strong stack.
It very is. I mean, this is the Vegeta stack we've been needing for a while now because we don't talk about set 4 Vegeta.
Yeah, oh man, I was so excited for Vegeta to come out in Panini. Like Hero Vegeta sounds so cool because I loved the villain Vegeta stack, and then this Panini stack was poo poo. Uh, the set four stack at least, but so kind of going on that closing note on the list here. And it just disconnected you for me, but going on that, you did mention a couple of the changes you made between North Kai and Utah. And like
Hmm.
so you mentioned like the dev blow, you mentioned a sleeper hold. I think there was maybe the oversized drill. There was something else. I thought you might have mentioned. I can't remember. Maybe I'm forgetting it.
um, Pretty much the build is the same. Like I said, I added the dev blows, I added the sleeper hold, I bumped up particle challenge to 3,
Hmm.
and I cut one physical and one energy block just to add that extra aggression in the deck because I want to be able to like win the die roll and be able to go first and just start going ham if need be, even without the mastery mod.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to actually mention. How did Red Powerful Strike feel in this deck?
Oh man, powerful strike at when you get to Vegeta level 3 is just gross. It just adds so much anger to your combo pieces.
It's you could play like two of these, two, three of these at combat and get like if you have one in hands, um, have one on top of pile. Let's say Dream Combat is you have one on top of pile sitting there that you've set up for
Mhm.
yourself. played that master revealed to play it, get 2 anger, you hit
Yep.
3 anger, play one out of hands, Vegeta 3 or 4 it, another.
Yep.
Oh my God, gross.
Another 3 anger. Or if you have a double strike
Oof.
kind of in play still, just add 2 more anger to double strike, and it's one of those cards I've been wanting to
So next
play with a
style
good
attack, this combat gains you.
styled attack. Yeah,
Really? So it works? Yeah, it would work that.
yeah, it's a growth card.
That's really interesting. Okay. You get, I got.
Outside of like Ruthless,
Hmm.
what Draku back in the day. I mean, Vegeta really makes this card shine just a
What's the
little bit.
what's the wording on is the wording? I know the wording on multiform or something. There's some card. There was something. I'm curious how that works because it says. Are you sure it's both uses? Really?
For which one?
For forceful strike or for powerful strike?
Powerful strike. It just says if you performed a an attack
Oh, I'm
from your
sorry.
discard
I'm sorry.
pile.
I'm talking about the hit effect on it.
Oh, if your MP is a hero, your next style attack this combat gains raise anger one.
When you said it was 2 anger, I'm thinking because you said 2 anger double strike. I'm saying wouldn't just give a double strike's first use the 1 anger? That's sorry. That was what I was.
No, because I usually have a double strike like in play, and then I would grab this like let's say I have mastery for that double strike, then I would
Oh,
grab
that's
this
what you.
card with
Oh,
level three.
that's what you mean.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
exactly.
I'm
Two
sorry.
anger there, and
I'm
then
thinking that you're
then
thinking like I'm thinking like multiform adds to like the plus 2 life and attack, and then you get to use it again. I'm like, isn't the first use on that only the one that gets modified? And I'm like thinking, I'm like big braining this shit. I'm like, whoa, did this just make like a 4 anger card all of a sudden? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't
no, it's definitely
work.
it's a 3 anger card in the right situations. I mean, you can have one in hand and freaking, you know, enter combat first. First thing you do is mastery. It could be a double strike on top, and then you just throw powerful strike, grab a level 3 powerful strike, and you're going to 4. And man, it's a great card. That's one of my favorite cards from set 5.
Nice. Yeah, it's a fun. I mostly I've like only play villain Ruthless, so like
Mm-hmm.
I never touch this card, but it's fun to hear. Like again, so one of the things that I really like again about Paul and his builds is like using all these like really cool fun cards, powerful strike. I keep repeating the same damn cards, but I'm like I love that you run those cards because I don't run these cards. I also play some different decks than you, but like
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing these cards ran and just like it's just really cool. I really appreciate it seeing somebody do
Yeah,
that.
ever since set 4, I mean, I saw these cards. I'm like, huh, all these cards work with the masters
Mm.
really good. And it just Ruthless just got better and better. And then by set 6, when Broly came out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build me a Ruthless Broly deck. And then me and Ty, we would just play test for hours, and sometimes we would go to Denny's and play until like 3 o'clock in the morning. He would play
Oh man,
Devious 13, and I'll play Ruthless Broly, and we sit there at the end of the night like, man, we hate this game, dude.
fucking hate this game. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is like Z in a nutshell for everybody. But
yeah.
well, you've done very well with this deck. I'm assuming you're going to keep playing this deck. So going forward, is there any changes that you could? I mean, I kind of already asked this, but like I guess after your latest round, do you feel like there's anything that would swap immediately on your mind for the current meta?
Um,
This is of course now we're in the mid-season CRD meta now. After your
mhm.
latest event, would you change anything?
Honestly, I think this build ran beautifully, so I think I will probably keep it the way it is. I
Well,
think I get the numbers are pretty right for me. I mean, I have all my kill cards in there, static shot dig and aerial assault. I mean, I have all my anger plays. Um, my
did you ever win
non-style
by
count.
NPPV any of your matchups in the last couple
Yeah,
tournaments?
yeah, definitely. Colorado, I won 2 of my matches by NPPV, so
Okay.
it's definitely doable in Ruthless. I know everybody likes to play Ascension for MPPV, but if you can do beats and level up, then this build, try it out and see how you guys like it.
Yeah, I think that is that is, I think, what's really cool about this build is just so many goofy cards, and it just pushes anger like a champ. I think this is probably,
Hmm.
in my opinion, um, one of probably the better anger ruthless decks, at least that I've seen somebody throw together in a long time. Um, I can't think of somebody quicker. Maybe Broly. Broly may be close, but probably this Vegeta stack probably being one of the better ones that actually can hit
Uh,
EDV.
the thing with Broly,
Piccolo maybe.
he's real. No, he's still really good, but with Vegeta, you have all those shuffle effects, and it's just like you get to heal while you kind of like level up. And Broly is just like, I have to kill you like in 2 turns, or I just die.
Yeah, yeah. Ruthless Broly is
Yeah,
kind of fragile. I'm not a huge fan of. I've never been a fan of Ruthless Broly that much. Like, I don't think it was horrible in Panini. I think it was like still like way. It's like, why would you play Ruthless Broly when you could play Empowered Broly?
I mean, in that Las Vegas tournament, I mean, I smacked empowered Broly's all day because I mean they were trying to level up, but every time I hit them with a style attack, them to keep lowering their anger.
Hmm.
So it's just like I can never level up. I'm like I know.
No, that's fair. Well, awesome run, Paul. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you gonna keep playing this? What's the next event you're going to?
I really
You got
wanted to
any more?
see if I could go to Louisiana. If I can't make it to that, I'm probably gonna go with Texas with the rest of the guys.
Nice. That one is Texas
August, I believe.
is it a Kai or a qualifier?
I think it's a Kai.
Oh, nice. Well, right on, man. Well, good luck. Of course, I don't think I actually got to. I think we played like maybe a game. I think you were still playing Ascension. I know I played against your
Yeah, I was
Ascension
trying out
Vegeta.
Ascension. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I actually got to. I don't know if I actually played against your Ruthless in person, but definitely,
right.
like I said, definitely a scare deck. It was the deck that I did not want to. One of the decks. It's really the only deck I really didn't want to run into personally. It's just like a fucking nutso aggro deck, physical
Honestly, if it
aggro.
was
So
us in if it was us in the final, I'm pretty sure we would have had a good like slugfest.
yeah, it would have been interesting. Would have been very
Yeah,
interesting with my list, but no, congratulations. I wish you the best of luck. You're a really cool dude. It was really fun to meet you in person and talk to you, and
definitely do the same. I was
didn't
like,
we didn't get to talk too much, but it was good to. I got to watch a fair amount of you playing, and you were ripping it up at least at the house. So, so
thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, as soon as I saw you, I'm like, Frank, you need to make more videos.
it's true. It's true. It's true. You definitely having events in person again, definitely, and people around make you want to do that stuff. So.
Definitely.
Always want to share. It's just like you said, you hate this fucking game, playing it till damn 2, 3 a.m. Playing on Octagon or playing with your friends. It's always good. So, uh,
Exactly.
but guys, this is gonna wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed Paul's build again, you can go check him out playing it in person at Bamboozled, the Twitch stream from Utah, as well as you might catch Paul playing at some other events. So, but yeah, again, thank you, and guys, take it easy. Peace.
All right. Good night.